Hello, YouTube. It's been just a minute, but it's time for another Semulin update. I basically found myself in an unusual position as I started playing more and more backpack battles. I enjoyed it and I was having fun with the game, but I realized I've kind of been setting myself up for failure, I think is the best way to describe it as I'm getting into these strategy games. I constantly compare myself to A, the other content creators, and B, the level of success I was having while streaming when I was streaming with Magic. And there's some issues with that for me mentally. A big one is I calculated it out. I had something like 10,000 hours of practice playing Magic, which is kind of ridiculous. I'm never going to be able to pick up another game and be as good at it as I was with Magic. So me trying to compare whatever I'm doing with another game to my past self is really a real issue. Same with comparing the stream numbers, right? Like I was streaming between 30 and 50 hours a week previously, and now I'm getting in somewhere around 6 hours a week. I'm not going to have the viewership I did because I'm just not there as often. So those comparisons were kind of messing me up. And I kind of eventually realized that it doesn't matter which game I pick. And it's also, I guess, kind of a meme now that I'm going to be streaming a different game every 3 weeks anyway. So I may as well embrace it and enjoy it. But I kept picking these games that were competitive by nature. Escape from Tarkov is quite a competitive game. As well as Backpack Battles was competitive. And I'd get to where I had the basics down, but I could tell to get better, I really had to sink time into it. It's just time I didn't have. So that's part one of this Semulin update is I think I'm not really going to focus on competitive games going forward. I spent the last 2 weeks really trying to find some games that were less competitive, single player games that I could enjoy that weren't PvP, which is usually something I would always look for in games, but I think I'm just at a place in my life where I can't do that right now. I need to enjoy a game at my own pace and not set myself up to be constantly comparing myself to other streamers who are doing this for their career instead of just a hobby. And again, that's difficult for me because this used to be my career, but it isn't now. Now it's my hobby, so it's kind of transitioned, and it will hopefully transition back again one day. And I'm both looking forward to that and dreading that because that'll just mean I have less time with Sim Baby. So having said all of that, this week I played Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, which I enjoyed quite a bit. I played Half Sword, which I enjoyed quite a bit, and I played We Who Are About to Die, which was actually my favorite of the bunch, and I'm going to do a video that'll go up later this week talking about that game and why I liked it and why it was a good time. And those were all examples of just single-player games that I had a good time with. Mountain Blade 2 was a really cool like simulation that you could just get into and spend hours on. Half Sword is kind of this goofy physics-based like really bad medieval fighting game that's just fun because it's so funny. You could stab people in the head with a pitchfork and it gets stuck there. It's just really dumb. And then We Who Are About to Die is basically a roguelike or roguelite. I'm not sure if I'm using those words correctly. Permadeath gladiator sim, which was a lot of fun as well. And I'm going to stream some more of that and have some fun with it. I think another big part that impacted me over the last week, which I wanted to share with you guys and gals, and I think helped me sort of frame my priorities again, was Sim Baby had her first illness over this last week, which was really difficult for me. I know babies get sick, humans get sick. I knew it was going to happen to her eventually. I can't always protect her. I think she got it at her 1.5-year checkup, which is kind of ironic that that's when we took her to the doctor and that's where she got sick. But, you know, she was just... It was difficult for me to see this baby that well, she's not even a baby anymore. She's getting so big. This toddler that I've been looking after all the time. And like when she's awake, she's just super high energy. She's running and, you know, playing with balls and making dinosaur noises and stomping around the house and jumping up and down and climbing up and down the stairs and just a ball of energy. And one of the days when she was sick, she barely had the energy to turn pages in a book that we were reading together on the couch. I was fortunate in that basically she's got, you know, congestion and a cold. She never ran a high temperature. Like as far as illnesses for babies, toddlers can go, this was a pretty easy and mild one. But it did lead to a rough week for both of us. I made damn sure that baby had a good week. She had good books that we were reading. We had fun. When it was warm enough, we went out and played on the playground, but I put her in the swing instead of letting her run around so much because she was so tired. Like, she had a good week, but it took a bit of a toll on me as well because I was also sick. Of course, as soon as she got it, I got it. And because she was so sick, she wasn't really able to nap very long during the week. So instead of the hour and 20-ish minute naps that she normally has, where I get to recharge a bit, there were 2 days where she had 30-minute naps, which was just like, I got her down and did some chores, sat down for a minute, and it was like, oh crap, it's baby o'clock. So I don't know, that just kind of refocused me again, where I'm like, the last thing I need to be worried about when she's napping is editing YouTube videos and stressing about the stream. Like, again, this will probably be my career again one day. And I was watching Hunter stream some Dark and Darker last night and talked to him a little bit. And I was like, I'll probably even play Magic again one day. It wouldn't surprise me if I did. It's just a time factor. So I think for now, I'm going to focus on these single player games that are non-competitive, have some fun, and hang out with the community members that would like to still be there and do that. And who knows what the future will hold. In 3 weeks, say in the comment what game you think I'll be playing. If you get it right, you win a pumpkin. You can send me out your address and I'll mail you a pumpkin. Yeah, I guess that was about what I wanted to say. All right, thank you for hanging out. Stick around. I'll do a video for We Who Are About to Die because I think it's a fun game and nobody's playing it or ever heard of it. And we'll see you on the stream. Adios.